Good evening, everyone. Here is our latest video update on Typhoon Utor or Bagyong Labuyo, which continues to rapidly intensify as it moves across the Philippine Sea. We've been monitoring this cyclone over the past 2 to 3 days, and amazing how it evolved from a weak tropical depression to a strong Category 1 typhoon barreling towards Luzon as we speak. Now, the system was last located approximately 480 kilometers east of the city of Virac in the province of Catanduanes, or about 830 kilometers east-southeast of Manila. Now, maximum sustained winds, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency, as of their 5 p.m. update, 5 p.m. PHT, or 9 Zulu, maximum sustained winds are now pegged at 130 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 185 kilometers per hour. System is currently moving westward at 25 kilometers per hour. Now, looking at this visible satellite image, one of the last images before sunset out here in this part of the world, you can see here Typhoon Utor. That very symmetrical look, very amazing look actually in satellite, and hints of a pinhole eye forming here on the visible satellite image, and very good outflow as well, especially to the north. Poleward outflow being enhanced by 2 TUT cells in the vicinity, tropical upper tropospheric troughs, and enhancing that poleward outflow and helping the system to ventilate most of that heat. Looking at the latest infrared image, you can also see again surrounded by that uniform central dense overcast with very strong convective activity, especially right around its center of Utor. Again, you can see cloud tops exceeding well above or well colder than negative 80 degrees Celsius, again indicating how strong the activity around that developing eye is right now. And you can also see here a system it continues to move west-northwestward and is starting to move closer to the islands here in eastern Visayas and eastern Luzon, particularly the Bicol region, and most especially the province of Catanduanes out here, the city of Virac and nearby areas, and also parts of Samar, getting much closer now to the approaching typhoon. And in fact, look at the latest radar imagery from Virac, Catanduanes. You can see here those outer rain bands now beginning to be picked up by the radar. You can also see the radius here, about 200 kilometers away. I would say would be the nearest rains here, and we expect those outer rain bands to begin affecting the islands out here in the Bicol region and also parts of Visayas beginning tonight, and will continue to get worse obviously as we get into tomorrow. Obviously, as the system moves nearer to the area, we could also start seeing some of those strong winds and obviously those high waves impacting the entire eastern seaboard of the country. Now, speaking of PAGASA, they have now raised the number of provinces under signal warning number 1 to 11 from 5 provinces this 11 a.m. to about 11 provinces now to their 5 p.m. update. For the complete list of the provinces under those signal warnings, please head out to our websites over here. Now, as for the track of Utor or Labuyo, looking at the latest computer model runs, get some pretty good agreement for the next, say, 24 to 48 hours with regards to the track. Again, moving west-northwestward and then turning more to the northwest, and perhaps making landfall here in the Aurora-Isabela area, perhaps near the city of Casiguran, by as early as Sunday evening or perhaps early Monday morning, and then tracking again west-northwestward across northern Luzon, bringing widespread rains and strong winds in the region, and will emerge into the South China Sea by Monday afternoon or Monday evening. Now, after that, the computer models begin to diverge a bit, and you can see here some take it to the Leizhou Peninsula in Guangdong province, maybe into Hainan, while others take it into Hong Kong, and others take it into southeastern China over here. The consensus obviously is to take the middle track, and that would obviously put Utor possibly towards either in Hong Kong or in the vicinity of that area. Looking also at the strike probability of same computer model products here, you can see obviously the highest probability takes it into northern Luzon, about 60 to 70% probability there. And then again, we start to see those probabilities get lower as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Obviously, this is far out ahead in time, so expect the computer models to diverge a little bit, but hopefully we'll start to see some more consensus as we head into say Monday, and also as the system starts to emerge into the South China Sea. Hopefully we get a much clearer picture by then. But in terms of the upper level flow pattern here in the Western Pacific, currently being dominated by a strong subtropical ridge anchored here in East China Sea, again pushing Utor generally on the west to west northwestward track over the past 2 days here now. But again, we've forecast the system to start curving more to the northwest, eventually striking northern Luzon by Sunday evening or Monday morning. And looking at the latest forecasts here from the weather agencies, beginning with PAGASA, staying mainly with the consensus among the computer models and the forecast agencies, again taking a track west-northwestward, perhaps making landfall out here in Casiguran, near Casiguran, out here in the province of Aurora, perhaps near the province of Isabela as well. Again, taking it across northern Luzon, across the Cordillera provinces, and probably exiting into the South China Sea through the province of Ilocos Sur, hopefully exiting the Philippine area of responsibility as well by as early as Tuesday afternoon out here. Now looking at the latest forecast from Japan Meteorological Agency. Now looking at their forecasts here, they're somewhat north of the track compared to the other forecast agencies, and you can see the track here taking it west-northwestward and then a northwestward curve, making landfall instead in the province of Cagayan near Paris and into the northern half of the South China Sea by Tuesday. Obviously somewhat different compared to PAGASA, and also looking at JTWC, where they are forecasting a landfall as well in the province of Aurora, very close to what PAGASA is showing. Kinda see the differences there with JMA landfalling in Cagayan, whereas Joint Typhoon Warning Center is in Aurora. In terms of the consensus, though, I would lean more towards what the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and PAGASA is saying, just because of the continued westward track of the storm and also the upper level pattern in the region. However, we could always shift this track to the north, especially as we get closer to that landfall point. Now, in terms of the timing, Joint Typhoon Warning Center forecasting a landfall early Monday morning with a peak intensity of 105 knots, 195 kilometers per hour, so expecting the system to continue intensifying, reaching Category 3 intensity before plowing into Luzon and then exiting into the South China Sea by Monday, and into Tuesday perhaps remaining that typhoon intensity, regaining some of that strength probably into a Category 2 before moving into the Leyte Peninsula. And that ends our video update for today. Can continue to please monitor the progress of this storm through local news or PAGASA or through our websites. We'll be on top of the system throughout the next few days here, especially as it makes landfall in Luzon. And if you are residing in the threatened area, especially here in the Bicol provinces, out here in eastern Luzon, particularly out here in Quezon, Quirino, Aurora-Isabela, and Cagayan, again continue to please closely monitor the movement of Utor, and if possible start preparing now, especially if you live in the coastal areas and also the landslide prone areas out here in this region. Stay safe, guys. Have a good night.